Hey everyone, we're back with another video of Vintage Oath featuring Oko, Thief of Crowns. This is my second video with this deck, second league, and some changes I made since the last one. I messed with the sideboard a little bit. We're most worried about other combo decks just going faster over the top, so I added a Null Rod and a Mindbreak Trap. I was also really unimpressed with the Tinker in the sideboard of the last league because it only got Sphinx. Like, that's literally the only card in the whole 75 that Tinker is worth getting. So I switched the Tinker to a Show and Tell. Show and Tell doesn't get around Containment Priest, but it does get around Grafdigger's Cage. So that gives you a little line against hate. Also against like Bug, where they have Abrupt Decays or Assassin's Trophies, ways to kill your Oath. You can still shove a monster into play with Show and Tell. So that's some old tech. I don't know if it still holds up in this world full of red blasts, but it's just as red blastable as Tinker is, so I'm going to try it. I also added a Veil of Summer to the board. There's one in the main already, but this is a card I want to try. I want to go deeper on. It's one of the rare ways to stop an Abrupt Decay from happening. It can stop a Tendrils from killing you. So it's a little weird. It's not a perfect card, but the things it does are unique and powerful. So I'm going to try it out in a bigger number here. And that's the deck. Not super different. We're still trying to just put monsters into play, but let's go run this. Okay, so I'm on the play here. I have a turn 1 Oath, but I don't have an Orchard to go with it. And I can wait until turn 2 and protect it with Pyroblast. And they might even cast a creature on turn 1. So I'm going to keep this, but just play Scalding Tarn Emerald and pass. All right, moment of truth. What are they up to over there? Hopefully they're a deck that is susceptible to Red Blast, because that's all I got. The dream scenario is if they like cast Dreadhorde Arcanist right here, and then they die. Or Tarmogoyf. Please cast Tarmogoyf. Lavinia. Alright. That works. I'm gonna... Do I even blast Lavinia? I probably just don't, honestly. I could blast her to see if they want to fight over this. No, Lavinia resolves. That is exactly the kind of creature that I was hoping they'd play. Alright, the force is a little awk, but we're good with Pyroblast here. The only monster in my deck is Niv Mizzet because Grizzlebrand's in hand. Alright. They're leaning in here. I'm not going to give them more time to figure this out. I'm going to just put Niv Mizzet into play and then shred their life. Gaia's Blessing is still in the deck, so can't deck here even though we only have one monster. Alright, so I'm going to pick off Noble Hierarch first. So I don't actually want to kill Lavinia because then they get to trigger Oath. I'm not even sure if that's good, but I don't want them to do it. Just going to draw infinity cards. I can't cast Ruby. Don't think I really want to Braid either. Alright, yeah, they're just going to scoop it up. That's the right play, opponent. Alright, so there's some sort of Bant Lavinia deck. Alright, so Veil is probably not great. Sphinx is probably good. I want all my creature removal spells, because this deck is going to have Containment Priest in it. Mindbreak Trap's probably not going to do much. I have Grudge. I'm not sure if I want to switch that to Claim or change something else to Claim. Like, I want all of these cards still in. I want my cantrips. Yeah, I think I'm just going to bring the Show and Tell and the Sphinx in. Archon is kind of good, but like Grizzlebrand and Sphinx are functionally Archon against a deck like this that can't go super wide. Archon's mostly for Dredge, but against these fair decks, they can't attack through a giant lifelink creature anyway. Alright, I'm going to run it like this until they show me more of their cards. I guess Veil of Summer. Is Veil of Summer better than any of these other cards? Now is the next question. Because they're not going to have a whole lot of ways to interact on the stack. I didn't see black mana, so I'm not going to respect an Abrupt Decay that I have no reason to believe they have. Yeah, I'm just going to present this deck as is. Alright, this hand has the Orchard, Mox, several points of interaction. I'm not going to ship it. Oh, they're Survival, okay. That makes sense. They just had a weirdly fair draw last game and died very quickly as a result. So maybe I do want Blazing Archon. Because Survival doesn't play removal usually. Do you have a hollow one? Nope. Okay. Niv Mizzet is in my hand now. I'm just going to Time Walk, see another card. The old Explore. Finding another force is pretty cool. I do need to find some way to draw cards soon, though, before I am dead zoes. I will force a Survival all day, every day. I'm going to pitch the other force. They don't have a lot of cards I'm going to want to counter over the course of a game, and I have a Braid for Hollow One or Vengevine as needed. Alright, we're just ticking our way up to Niv Mizzet here. Them not activating this Bazaar is pretty fishy, though I'm not mad about it. Alright, so their deck, I'm going to take some beats. I could just pick this thing off. It's probably pretty safe to do. I could also abrade this Mox Pearl and just take them off their second mana. I don't have to make that decision now, though. Let's see what happens on my turn. Ruby. Alright, so I'm 1 mana shy of Niv Mizzet because Jet does not make a color that Niv is. I could just blast this Pearl. I don't know. I'm not in a hurry to do that. I would hate to like abrade Pearl and then they just jam Containment Priest. Though this game is not shaping up to be priest-centric anyway. Yeah, the cool thing about the way Oath is built in modern days is that many of your threats are castable. So this Niv Mizzet threatening to take over the game. Ooh, double Vengevine. Let's hope they never get those out. Alright, so now I think I do want to abrade this. Because if things go to plan, I'm just going to jam Niv Mizzet right now. Alright, kinda. Let's hope they don't have anything better than I have. The show and tell is a little awkward against this deck full of permanents. This would be much better as Tinker in this particular spot. No way around that. Oh, they just had nothing. I like that. So they could spew onto the board this turn, and I could be in trouble. Though if I get to untap at a reasonable life total, I think we're going to be okay with Niv here. Alright, they have a Root Walla, so that's one spell. Force of Vigor is an embarrassing one against this Oathless hand. Alright, they're swinging for the fences. If they find a Hollow One or Basking Root Walla or Noble Hierarch, they are going to get their Vengevines. I just hope they don't find a third Vengevine. Also, drawing a spell off the top is going to be pretty important to get the Niv chain rolling. If I can just shoot down their things. Alright, they discarded a Hierarch. That must mean they have another creature. Yeah, there's a Hollow One. Yeah, now I feel pretty dumb for casting that Abrade. If I could Abrade a Vengevine, pick off a Root Walla, draw an extra card. Alright, lesson learned. How about a spell? Alright, we found an Abrade. So I can Abrade Hollow One, draw a card, pick off, Basking Root Walla. Narset's a powerful card also. That messes up their bazaars too. Alright, yeah, they're just dead. I'm just fair and square. Niv Mizzet into play. Oath is really good at beating up on random creature decks, for sure. Alright, we're playing against Estrus, that is Aaron. So there's a good chance we're playing against Dredge. She said hi. I said, welcome to YouTube. And she said, that's cool. You're on Twitch. I love watching the other side of games. It's really cool. Like that's like a cool extra layer to streamers and content producers, video producers existing. If you play against them, you get to go watch what happened in your match. And it's super cool. Alright, so she powdered. Dredge confirmed. Ooh, Once Upon a Time. Don't like that. And they kept 7. I mean, my hand's as good as it's going to get. I have a turn 1 Oath. But being on the draw here could be all it takes. And if we get unmasked, our hand suddenly doesn't do anything. So let's see how bad it is. I'm excited to bring in the Blazing Archons. They've been in my deck for 2 leagues now and haven't seen play. But they have one job, and hopefully they'll do it in this match. Alright, so we got the Bizarre activation to the surprise of no one. Hollow one, okay. Second hollow one, boo. Yeah, we're going to need a Grizzlebrand to win this game, and even that might be too slow. Uh-oh. The jig is up. She's going to get a Dredge 5 here and know that Unmask kills me. And Dredge is so scary. Creeping Chill, okay. As far as the things that could leap out of my opponent's graveyard, that one is not the worst. This bridge is kind of a bummer, but there's no Cabal Therapy, so we dodge that. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. She could come up with 2 Icarids. Basically, I'm doing the math of, should I fetch Tropical Island or just play the Orchard? And playing the Orchard is the same. It's 1 damage either way. But that's not really true, because the other one is... This is 1 damage once. This is 1 damage for as many turns as the game goes. And her deck plays cards like Cabal Therapy and maybe Dread Return, so I'm off it. Also, if she just has like Force of Will, we lose. And she now has Perfect Information because that is the land I drew. It's also a small spew there, but I don't think that's going to matter. It's not like Dredge is going to play around a card I could have drawn. Alright, I get that F6 value though. So, attacking for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. A single Creeping Chill kills me here. Didn't get it off the Bazaar, but she's gonna Dredge another 5. Alright, didn't hit it. There was a second bridge there now. So I don't think I can actually win. If I can, it's going to involve hitting Grizzlebrand. So I have like 50-50 to maybe. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, she's getting at least 4 zombies here. Yeah, I'm dead. I don't think I have a way out of here. I guess I could find Oath. Like, if I... Or not Oath. Oath is already in play. Time Walk. If I Oath up a monster, Time Walk, Oath up the other monster, I could conceivably win. But even then, it's still close, which is just absolutely horrifying. And here come all these jerks. Alright, Time Walker bust. Let's do it. Time Walk is in my graveyard, so lame. I cannot win this game. All right. We're dead. I think we could have won that one on the play. But just ships in the night there. Alright, so nah, Blazing Archon coming in for sure. Ravenous Trap, that's what it's for. Mindbreak Trap, not super good against Dredge. Veil of Summer is kind of interesting. Like, it could counter an Unmask or Cabal Therapy. Alright, so Niv Mizzet, not good enough here. Not by a lot. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to sideboard into only Blazing Archons or not. I'm going to leave the Grizzlebrand in. This game is not going to get grindy, so I don't need a dig. Narset's not a good card here. Oko still could be. She could have, like, something hateful. But I'm not sure what. Like, Dredge can't play Grafdigger's Cage, can't play a lot of things. Force of Vigor is probably the card she's going to have, if anything. So I might want Show and Tell in also. Yeah, I want all my counter spells. Pyroblast does not have a lot of text in this matchup. So if that's the case, Veil is better than Pyroblast. Or she has Force of Will, so there is some text on this card. But Veil hits the Force as well as the Unmask, so I think switching a Pyroblast for a Veil is an upgrade. I don't have to worry about like Narset or any of that mess. Gotta cut one more. It's probably Mindbreak Trap. My blue card for Force of Will is a little low, but I think it's fine. Ancient Grudge can kill. I'm gonna switch a Braid to Ancient Grudge, because Grudge can pick off hollow one, multiple hollow ones instead of just one. And I don't think I'm gonna be abrading anything else in this matchup, unless she's bringing in. Oh, I'm supposed to have Show and Tell on my deck. What am I doing here? Yeah, I cut the Mindbreak Trap, brought it right back in, and almost missed the Show and Tell. Yeah, that's supposed to be in. Null Rod. Alright, yeah, this is good enough. Let's do it. Oh, I should have Nature's Claims. I've already clicked Submit, but these Abrades should be Nature's Claims in case she has a Leyline of White. This hand is not explosive, so I'm going to mulligan it. This hand is ham bananas. I'm going to keep. I'm going to bottom a Braid. And I'm just shoving this Oath. All right, she's on 5. 4. Dredge to the bottom. Oh, pitched 4 cards. Another Therapy gone. She's on 3. Understand I'm rooting against Dredge here, not against Aaron, who is great. On 2. So the great news is, even if she finds Bazaar here, she is not going to have Force of Will. So my Oath is happening. Or Force of Vigor. Like, there's no forcing me to... Ooh. Was that a misclick? She just powdered Bazaar into exile. I wonder if she meant to bottom powder, but accidentally used it instead. I don't know. Well, we were probably winning that one anyway. All right, now I'm going to make this switch. The Abrade can be Nature's Claims in case she has a white Leyline. Because Oath does target. So does Ravenous Trap. Not interested in my best cards being dead. But show and tell is a way around that, even if it does happen. Oko does not transform enchantments into elks, unfortunately. Just every other thing. Yeah, I still want Misstep, because if she has like Nature's Claim and stuff. I'm deciding if I want all three of my Nature's Claims in. And if I do, like Spell Pierce and Pyroblaster, pretty functionally the same card here because they stop Force of Will. Like all three of these cards stop Force of Will for 1 mana. Veil of Summer also stops a discard spell. Spell Pierce also stops Nature's Claims. Pyroblast is probably just the best card, or the worst card here. Gonna go out now on Claims over it. Alright, hope we're not dead. The Serum Visions didn't show me anything spicy either. It was all just like normal Dredge cards. I didn't see like a ley line or anything that would make me sideboard differently. Alright, my hand is unplayable. So I'll be taking a mulligan. Oh no, she just kept 7. That's the worst thing that can ever happen with Dredge. Alright, I'm going to keep this, bottom one of these Nature's Claims. I have a turn 1 Oath and some Disruption in form of Ravenous Trap. This is a hand that dies to unmask, but that's the world we live in. Once Upon a Time, brand new Magic card. I'm excited to see how this goes. This can find Bazaar. I wonder what the math is on that. I'm no Dredge player, not even close. So, like, do you keep a 7 with Once Upon a Time and no Bazaar? The answer's got to be no, right? Oh, that was in the upkeep. Weird. I guess it doesn't matter, but it's still weird. Alright, yeah, so she had the Bazaar. I would keep a 2-card hand with no Bazaar and Once Upon a Time. Alright, Imp's gone. Bridge is in the graveyard. Alright, there's an Archon. So my Mox is green. And I have very few, but I have very few red cards I care about casting. Like Grudge flashes back for green. I only have 1 Pyroblast. Deciding which of these lands I want to fetch for. I probably just want to make sure I have green online. Like if she goes for a Force of Vigor here, killing my Mox and my Oath. Ugh. That would be gross. But, I mean, it's likely to happen. She kept 7 and then drew 2 cards. And cast Once Upon a Time. So she's seen millions of cards already. Alright, Force of Will. Curses. Alright, we got this Preordain and Ravenous Trap to buy us some more time. Preordain, do a look for more action. We're in trouble though. We did kind of need that to happen. Hopefully we just draw land or Show and Tell and Preordain into the other missing piece. Or we're going to draw Show and Tell and then Preordain into Black Lotus, or vice versa. That's the plan now. Once this Archon's in play, we should be pretty well set. Alright, nothing there really. Creeping Chill, I don't care about. Every turn we get to not cast Ravenous Trap is a good turn. All right, it might be happening now. Another Creeping Chill. That's mostly fine. All right, so I have to decide here. How many Icarids? All right, there's 1, 2, 3 bridges. One Icarid. Yeah, I'm gonna let this happen. What I worry about is her just not dredging next turn, bringing back Icarid, and then Cabal Therapying for Rav Trap. Ooh, but we have the out. Veil of Summer, do your job. I hope we beat Dredge right now with Veil of Summer. That would be an exciting conclusion. Oh no, is this last card misstep? What's the hold up here? Let's go. I get so antsy against Dredge. I just want the game to be over one way or another. It's just a constant sweat of what's happening. Can I win? It was misstep. All right, shit. I'm going to let that resolve because it's more important that we don't get our Rav Trap therapied. Hopefully she just dredges literally anything here. She is a known dredge genius, though, so it's possible she just brings this Icarid back. Yep, looks like that's what's happening. That's rough. Guess I should have trapped last turn. Yeah, so she's going to end up with 3 zombies and 2 prized amalgams here. I just gotta hope that she messes this up, because if she plays well, I'm not going to be able to win. Or plays disciplined. Like if she goes for the therapy, I Veil of Summer, and then tries to do something in response, like activate Bazaar, but that doesn't even do anything, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm super dead. Yeah, only Icarid has gone to the graveyard this turn. Just verifying. Yep. Still cost 4. I missed my chance. I definitely screwed the pooch on this one. Alright. Is there another therapy in this graveyard? There is. Okay. Crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm just dead on board. Yeah, I messed this one up. She played better than me and won as a result. GG's. I got super greedy. Ugh. Alright, so we're on the draw here, and our hand doesn't do anything. I guess if they are Storm, this hand is pretty good. Because we have 2 turn 1 counter spells. My opponent said in the chat that they're just checking that I know this is Vintage and not Legacy. And I reminded them I am the reigning Vintage champ. FYI. Yeah, this hand's bad. I'm just not going to keep a bad hand in Vintage in 2019. I'm going to keep this one, though. It's also not, like, phenomenal, but I have a clear path to where I want to be. Yeah, if they're on, like, Xerox, this hand could be playable. If they're on, like, Storm or PO, we're just dead. If they're on Shops, this could be fine. Like, I can play through at least one sphere here. Alright, this looks Xeroxy. Both of these cards are in Xerox. Alright, so they topped all that. Let's draw a Mox. Mox, 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 Mox. Turn 1 Oath. Let's go, let's go. Alright, so now we have some resistance to Force of Will, because we have the second Oath. And if they cast like Dreadhorde Arcanist, then I don't even need to give them a creature with Orchard to jam Oath. Force of Will is probably the best draw in my deck. Alright, there's that jerk. Force of Will is definitely the best draw in my deck now. Mental Misstep. Alright, that one hopefully won't come up. Oh, now we drew the Mox. That's good though. That means that I can cast Oath off land Mox. And I don't have to give them a creature right away. I can wait until their end step. Yeah, there's the Force of Will, sure. Force pitching, mental misstep. Okie dokie. Alright, we worked through one. Time for backup Oath to do its job. Narset's rough though. They could easily dig into a counterspell now. But I play a lot of them too, so hopefully we just draw one. If they show me a counterspell here, I might lead on Oko, because Oath is the card I need to resolve. Oko is mostly whatevs. In game 1 anyway. In game 2, when they have Containment Priest and Grafdigger Tage and all these unbeatable cards, then Oko is maybe more important. I was just going to say, I hope they just show me Pyroblast, because I can play through that, and that is what they did. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okie dokie. So I can cast Oath and Abrade. I'm going to make my land drop first. That plays around Spell Pierce. Oh no, they had another one? Get out of here. Alright, so I'm going to braid Dreadhorde Arcanist in their upkeep. That keeps me from getting attacked by this Orchard token. It saves 1 damage, basically. And they won't draw another card. Like, I don't want to wait until combat, because then they're going to draw a card, and it gives them another chance to find Spell Pierce. They pitched Dak. All right. So we are up 2 cards on them because both Oaths 8 an extra card, but them sitting on this Pyroblast and both of my payouts being blue are so bad. Gaia's Blessing doesn't do anything. Ugh. This is rough. This young Peasy was so good. If this was even Dreadhorde Arcanist, I'd feel fine, but it's not. I'm going to cast Oko first, because I care about Narset more. They're going to Pyroblast either one. It doesn't matter. So now they're crunching for 4. Shattering Spree targeting my Mox. Okay. That's rough, but at least it's not Ancestral Recall. Yeah, I've seen Oath lists with crop rotation and only 2 Forbidden Orchards, which I think is pretty smart, because like this kind of spot where like even this fair game is terrible because I'm just hemorrhaging threats into play for them. I'm not a fan of that. This Narset's going to get 1 activation. It's got to find Oath. Lightning Bolt. I'm not even sure if that was necessary, but sure. Veil of Summer, Pyroblast, Ancestral Recall. It's probably just Pyroblast to kill the Narset, then that unlocks the Preordain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, I'm on a 3-turn clock currently. Alright, now it's a 2-turn clock. They have me for Xaxes next turn. Well, more than Xaxes with the Lightning Bolt plus Arcanist. But being able to remove Narset means we have a chance. Right, kill you. Preordain with you. I need like Time Walk and then Oath and then some more stuff. Yeah, we're dead. Bummer. Yeah, they needed 2 Force of Wills and they just had it. So, and then they also needed a follow-up threat. Like the Xerox deck did what Xerox does, but did it awfully well. So against this deck, Mindbreak Trap does not do much. Ancient Grudge is a lot worse than a Braid. Pyroblast is good. Veil of Summer is good. I think I want the Archons here. Probably want the Show and Tell also. Now this deck can't play Grafdigger's Cage because they play Dreadhorde Arcanist. So they're going to have Priest if they have anything. So a Braid can kill a Priest. Oko clears Priest. They play Swords to Plowshares, so Sphinx of the Steel Wind is not super exciting. Like it's worse than Grizzlebrand and Archon. It's probably better than Archon, actually. Like you can't go wide around a Sphinx of the Steel Wind. I guess you could bolt the creature I'm blocking with it, which is a different sort of thing than Blazing Archon. Yeah, having one giant lifelink monster here. Though I think I do want show and tell, just as another axis they have to think about. Alright, so I gotta cut one more card to make that happen. Bring in the... I think I only want one Archon, though. Maybe this is just the plan. Though Veil of Summer is pretty good. Alright, where do I want Veil? I like Veil on the play. I probably am not going to leave it in on the draw for game 3. So what's the worst card that's left here? They're all pretty good. This Pyroblast is basically the same as Veil of Summer, but has more applications. Alright, I'm just not going to bring in that other Veil. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to keep this hand, though we are 2 mana off of a turn 1 Grizzlebrand with Force Backup. If only we had a second Black Lotus. But, yeah, this hand's got a lot of power in it, like literal power. But basically we're hoping that this Ponder finds a payoff, and I can't even protect with Force because Ponder's my only blue card. Yeah, that's not good enough. This one's probably good enough. What does this hand do? So I can cast Lotus, Preordain, Oko. Or I could just Oko with Force Backup and Preordain if it resolves. Oh, is that even good? I'm honestly not sure. I'm gonna keep this and see what happens. I don't think I want Forbidden Orchard. Though, if I bottom Orchard, I don't have a red source for this Pyroblast because I have to fetch green to cast Oko. Alright, I am going to bottom Orchard. They have a bunch of Pyroblasts in their deck. Like, Oko's not even necessarily great. Maybe I Preordain first. No, I'm just going to cast Oko. I know that's kind of disjointed, all of my thoughts there, but what do you want for nothing? Yeah, narrating that sounded crazy, but I would have made all those thoughts in my head a lot faster than thinking them out. I think it is defensible to just cast Preordain, see what happens, and then work with your Lotus. But I want to shove this Oko. I want to shove it real bad. Hopefully it just resolves, and then I can cast Preordain with my floating blue. Let's go, Oko. And if they have Pyroblast in their hand, they shouldn't force this because it just doesn't matter. Or you can answer it 1 for 1. Alright, so I'm going to force back here and just hope that Oko can win the game by himself. Pyroblast would be a complete nightmare. Because then I just have a food. So there are 5 cards in hand. I don't even have a Mox I could like turn into an Elk here. Though if they don't have Pyroblast right now and I get to start turning foods into Elks, we're going to run away with this pretty quick. They pitched Dig Through Time. Wow, they're just passing the turn. Red source? Red source? Ooh, that's interesting. We got the Veil. We got an Elk. So we should be able to at least cantrip off this Veil of Summer if we do nothing else with it. Alright, attacking with our pig. Our zombie pig. I will... Ooh. Did they just click through their turn by accident, or do they really have nothing? That was weird. That looked like it was an accident. Alright, I have a red source now, so I'm going to play it, even though I'm not excited about giving them creatures. But having these two things up is pretty cool. Oko's just casually at 9. The loyalty on this guy is outrageous. Yep, misclick confirmed. They did not mean to skip their turn. Alright, so if this is an Arcanist, I'll just turn it into an Elk. Time Walk, do I care? I don't think I do. Alright, so they cast Time Walk. They get their misclick turn back, though I'm sure that's no consolence there. Ponder. I don't think that's my fight. Like, maybe if I had Volcanic Island in play, but it's not free to make red right now, which is a bummer. Alright, this one is my fight. Alright, just dead. Alright, I am gonna Veil of Summer in the end step here just to draw a card. I'm not going to play this Mox. I'm going to get my beats in. Oko is in no danger of dying to combat damage, that's for sure. Maybe I don't know. Like, if I play the Mox, then they know I'm Hellbent, but I can immediately attack. Oh, if I play Mox, then I'm presenting lethal. Yeah, duh. Alright. They're at 8. Does the Elk have haste? Okay, no. The Elk does not have haste. So, playing out the Mox was right. And maybe I should have held the land to bluff something, but we're just F6'd here. Hope we're not dead. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I should just have this Volcanic Island in my hand and Mox in play. Alright. They have a chump blocker. I'm glad I played my Mox. Hope they don't have Force of Vigor. But these aren't artifacts anymore. They're just creature elks. Green elk creatures. Yeah. Nice. that I keep saying in my videos across formats that Oko just taking over the game with making a 3/3 every other turn is a thing that could happen. But that was the first time I actually did it, and it was pretty sweet. I don't think anything changes here. Yeah, Veil of Summer was just like reach through mist there. As it had some upside, it would have made sure that, like, if they did have the force to try to fight over their ancestral, it would have been pretty messed up. I'm not making any changes here, though. Yeah, same deck. Let's do it. Alright, so our hand can produce... It can preordain with Red Blast backup. If I find an Oath, it can cast it. I have the Time Walk. There's enough upside that I'm going to keep this and just hope that they don't go broken on me. Yeah, land goes exactly what I was looking for. No, don't do that. I spoke too soon. Alright, let's just draw Oath. Alright, didn't draw Oath. I don't need another one of these. And I don't think I want this. I have Pyroblast that does the same thing, but better. I can get the full value Brainstorm plus Fetch Land next turn. Yeah, they can see my hand. It's going to change pretty quickly. I have 2 Pyroblasts, so if they cast Narset, I can counter it, and if they counter it back, I can just kill it. Alright, there's Arcanist. Okay. Alright, what you got for 1 blue? Nothing? Oath of Druids? Force is pretty good, I guess. I'm gonna Brainstorm first. Right, so if I played Misty, then I wouldn't be able to play Orchard. But I guess I don't need Orchard because they have a creature in play. So can I sculpt this to win harder next turn? Like if I just wait, I can cast Oath and Time Walk in the same turn. I could also just Time Walk now, then cast Oath next turn with Red Blast backup. Alright, maybe that's good. So now it's time to figure out how to sequence this. So I want to cast this Ancestral at some point. I want to pitch this Preordained to Force. I want these Red Blasts. I want at least 1 Red Blast, maybe not both. So if I put the Red Blast back, I cast Time Walk using Forbidden Orchard. Right now, they get a thing. Then I draw my land for the turn, and I can cast Oath with Pyroblast backup next turn. Maybe that's the line. Could just jam Oath. They cast Ancestral Recall though. I think I do want to walk. I'm pretty scared of this Dreadhorde Arcanist flashing back Ancestral Recall. That's kind of a nightmare. Force pitching Mystical Tutor. It's interesting they're picking this fight now. Alright, so go to my bonus turn. Now I can cast Ancestral Recall and then still cast Oath with Pyroblast backup. The Ancestral will pick up a second Pyroblast if I cast it right now. Not sure if that's important. I don't think it is. I think I want to get rid of that. All right, cool. Now we're feeling good. Got 2 counter spells to protect this Oath. I will Red Blast the Ancestral Recall coming out of their graveyard this turn. This Narset. I'm not sure if I care about Narset. I probably do, though. Alright. What the hell? They tapped out. Yeah, let's counter Narset. And we can Red Blast the Ancestral coming out of the graveyard. And then that should be good for at least one Oath trigger, which hopefully is enough to win the game. Let's see if they found a misstep. They did. Okay. F6. Don't Black Lotus Wear Tear me, please. Alright, we're getting at least one. Kind of want Niv Mizzet here. Alright, we found Niv Mizzet. Pick off one of these jerks. I'm going to make my land drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This triggers off instants and sorceries. Yeah, I'm gonna hide this Mox. Wanna leave a little bit to the imagination. Hopefully they just cast many instants and sorceries into Niv here. Containment Priest. Okay. That sucks, but okay. They don't really have an attack, so I'll take that. I am not going to activate Oath. Any spell? Oh, kind of any spell. Bummer. Alright, so if I attack, they take 5. Then they attack back, I take 3. If they cast anything off Dread Horde, they take 1,000,000. Alright, yeah, I'm definitely attacking. Gotta get them dead somehow. I am gonna run out the Mox this time. So if they cast a spell, alright, Young P is not a spell. If they cast a spell, Young Peasy dies. I could also pick off Containment Priest. Like, they cast a spell, I draw a card. And then I can Spell Pierce that. Alright, so let's draw the card, see what we draw first. Another Oath. Alright, yeah, so I am going to put 1 damage on Priest. I'm going to Spell Pierce this. Then I draw another card. I get to deal another 1 to Priest. And then I get to trigger Oath again. Oh, yeah. I get to kill Young Pyromancer, too. Oh, Drew Grizzlebrand, that's not exciting. There's no good place to put this stack where it doesn't hide what's happening on the battlefield. Drawing Grizzlebrand's a little bit lame, but now we're definitely hitting Archon. This is pretty stupid, sticking Niv Mizzet against Xerox. Alright, writing's on the wall. They packed it in. Alright, so we're on the draw. Opponent's on 6. Our hand can cast turn 1 Oath, but we don't actually have one. And if we try to dig for it, we're going to give them lots of spirits. So I'm going to ship this. My opponent informed me that was a misclick I meant to keep. Not sure what I'm supposed to do with that information, but good to know. Sorry. I'll mulligan to keep it fair. Alright, so we have Oath. We have turn 2 Narset. I'm going to keep this hand Bottoming a card out of it's rough, though, because they're all so good. I think I'm going to ship the Narset. This hand can cast Oath on 1, or it can cast Oath on 2 with backup, and I could spend my first turn looking for an Orchard. Oh, this is a standstill player. Alright, holding up Red Blast against this opponent's going to be a good idea. Can I tell you how much I love casting 1-drops off my on-color mocks? You play 5 of these things, and your spells don't always line up. Alright, they had their fun of misstep. Sure. In kind of an awkward spot here, though. Because this is a Wasteland / Strip Mine deck, and if I play Flooded Strand, then I can't get green for Pyroblast. Alright, so I'm just going to play my red land. Hope I don't get wasted. This matchup's pretty tough because they're a better control deck than me. And they also... Oh, hello. And they also win without creatures. So there's all that to contend with. So I think I get a green land here. I could also just bust Lotus for green, which casts both Oko and Oath. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I have enough mana to cast all 3 of the cards in my hand. I'm going to play Oko first. So if I make green, 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 blue, I'll have green floating to cast Oath. Okay. Yeah. All right. Green, green, green. Blue. Oko. And they just scooped it right up. Nice. That hand came together nice. Black Lotus is a messed up Magic card. Okay. So this is a blue-white deck that does not play out of its graveyard. So it's likely to have Containment Priest and Grafdigger's Cage available to it. It also wins with land cards. So I'm going to want my Show and Tell as the sidestep. Its removal is Swords to Plowshares. So Sphinx is killable. They're likely to have Caracas in their deck too. So I do want at least one non-legendary creature in the deck. So I'll take the Sphinx. They do care about artifacts quite a bit. Like Mishra's Factory is an artifact. Crucible of Worlds artifact. I'm not going to bring in Null Rod. They don't care about those particular kind of artifacts. Mindbreak, they're unlikely to cast 3 spells in a turn. They're the old 1 or 0 spell a turn kind of deck. A Braid. Oh, I do want a Braid. That kills both the artifacts I described that I care about and the Containment Priest. So a Braid is a great answer all around. Veil of Summer might be medium, or it might be excellent. It's hard to say. I think I do want Veil. Spell Pierce loses some luster against the deck that makes tons of land drops. And with the 3 of Braids and Grudge main already, I think this is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna run it like so. I did not bring in Nature's Claim, so let's hope I don't just get bricked by White Leyline. But White Leyline's not even that good, because I do have the Show and Tell. And I can just cast Niv Mizzet. I'm keeping this hand because this matchup's going to be a grind fest. Especially with this library. Jeez. Alright, so against library, we definitely want to start shoving important spells and make them empty their hand. Try to force a force of will, get them out of this library. Brainstorm's going to be big here. It's a very good brainstorm. Nice. We drew the on-color Mox again, so don't even have to play our land drop yet. Okay, so this basic island can go back in the deck, and probably Gaia's Blessing is the worst card here. I hope they cast literally anything so I can start filling my graveyard for this dig, but they probably just won't. Like, why would you when you have library and I don't? Come on, Ancestral Recall. That's not it. Alright, we're in for a grinder here. We're 1 mana or a card in the graveyard away from this, putting this dig on the stack. Oh no, black mana. Maybe Veil of Summer should be in the deck. They're gonna Thoughtseize me or something. Alright. We haven't missed a land drop yet, neither have they. I should be able to dig with Red Blast backup at the end of their turn, though. Alright, they found a win condition. Oh no. No deal. So this is free, like, as far as still casting dig in the end step. Like, I pay 1 and now I have an extra thing I can delve. I'm gonna get my Trops into play. All of them. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that is the requisite number to cast this dig through time with Red Blast still up and Force of Will. And we're going to find Show and Tell Grizzlebrand, which will both resolve easily. It's kind of funny they've had library since turn 1 and we are the same number of cards into our deck. Mana Drain. Not on my watch. I can even Spell Pierce this. Save my Red Blast for something better. Cool. Our thing just resolves. Narset is a hell of a magic card. I'm going to get Preordain also. Try to dig our way through this. Like, I could get the Orchard and just hope that Narset finds Oath, but I don't think that that's a good plan. Like, they have 7 cards in hand and they just didn't Force of Will there. So what do they have? Probably like Disenchant or Containment Priest, like some way to answer an Oath. And I'm just really not trying to mess with that. I probably should have tapped 2 Trops there in case I find another Red Blast off this. Instead, I found Oath of Druids, which is a card I could cast in the future. Or I could put a backup Narset in my hand and keep on digging. I'm going to take the Oath. And I'm going to cast Preordain. Show and Tell would be a nice sidestep here if they're counting on, like, or I guess if they're counting on Disenchant, then Sphinx of the Steelwind is really embarrassing. If they just disenchant that. But if I can show in a Grizzlebrand and just draw 14, then they shouldn't be able to win anymore. Oh, Time Walk and Oko. I want both of these cards. Top, Preordain. Put the fear in them. Yeah, Oko versus the card Standstill is pretty funny. Right, Wasteland, boo. Alright, I will tell you that I have Red Blast in my hand by floating red here. Alright, they know how to move to combat. That's unfortunate for me. They're going to put Narset to 1. Alright, so it's Oko time. Oko with several counterspells for backup. Get out of here. God, I love when my spells resolve. So I could just make Mox into an Elk. Though with the Wasteland pressure, I think I would rather make a food and then Elk up next turn. If the Mox was untapped, it would be different. Well, let's get into this slow Oko grind, and I can just use my counterspells aggressively to protect this plan. I would pitch Sphinx of the Steelwind first and then Time Walk second if I have to force 2 things this turn. It's unfortunate they're going to be able to pick off Narset before I get Elks in place. Yep, here it comes. But the Elk Parade is gonna... Like, the card Standstill has no text now because I have Oko until they answer him. And Time Walk is real good here too. If I draw an Orchard, I could even just, like, cast Oath off of it. Or no, I can turn Mox Pearl into an Elk. Okay, I have a plan to just trigger Oath immediately. So I hope I draw a blue card, basically, is what I'm hoping for. Yeah, Oko just giving your opponent creatures is the funniest thing. Alright, let's draw a blue card to complement this Force of Will. What a joke. Oko too good. Oath of Druids. They do have 7 cards, which is a whole lot of cards. Spell Snare. Wow, that's a good card. Pitch the backup Oko first. Resolves, resolves, resolves. Snapcaster Mage. Okay, I'm gonna let Snap resolve and then counter the Spell Snare. Because now I don't even have to give them a creature. And if this doesn't work, I'll just make this into an Elk, Time Walk, and beat for 3. And if this does work, I'll just have Grizzlebrand in play. They have not cast any Force of Wolves yet, and they've drawn 20 cards this game. Alright. Last card in hand. Let's take a walk. Did we do it? Are we there? If this resolves, I can't make food into an Elk, because then I would have the same number of creatures as my opponent. So I just have to make another food for the turn. Bonus turn. Yes, please. Grizzlebrand was the second to the top card. Not that that matters at all. I have Gaia's Blessing in my deck. And no other way to interact with my graveyard, but it is nice when you just mill one card you didn't want anyway. So I can bash with Elks, but then my opponent will be able to activate Oath. I'm just going to draw a million cards. Hopefully I can just cast Niv Mizzet this turn and shut it down. Gaia's Blessing. I don't want that in my hand. I am interested in Gitaxian Probe, though. I was about to worry about my life total, then realized I have 2 foods. Alright, Dig, Snap, Verdict, Plow. Alright, so they do have the Plow. They have multiple Plows. Good thing I have multiple answers. Alright, Red Mox. Yeah, if they just jam Supreme Verdict, that's probably their best play, because I can beat Plow and Snap Plow. I really can't stress enough how much fun it is that I have all these foods. And I'm just going to make another one. Like, I can sack a food, go to 9, draw 7 more if I need to. Alright. So, I'm going to just pass with all of this stuff up. I could cast Preordain, but then that messes with how many foods I can make. Or how many foods I can use, I guess. So you're countered. If they go for the snap, then they can't Supreme Verdict. I hope they go for the snap. The verdict is also just fine. We're going to have to get through it eventually. I hope they just verdict and then attack with factory and let me pick it off with a braid. That looks like a blue spell to me. They can still verdict. Guess they're gonna have to. Oh, cruise your daddy. So they're gonna have to find a land. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna... Maybe I don't draw 7 more. Maybe I just let this happen and then let Niv Mizzet win the game from there. Because if I draw 7 and then... I guess what I have to worry about... No, Supreme Verdict clears the Niv Mizzet. So... let's gain some life. Yeah, I'm running out of win conditions, actually. So I can draw 7 more. I can cast Niv Mizzet, though, so that's not a problem. All right. So I'll go to 3, and then if Plow resolves, I'm back at 10, and it's all fine. Okay. Narset's a pretty good card. Alright, so I can get Niv Mizzet, pick off Snapcaster Mage, make an Elk, get in there. I'm going to shoot their face, though, because I don't want them to trigger Oath. I'm not sure what that even does for them, but I can avoid it, so I'm going to. Narset. Alright, so if they verdict, that puts Niv back in the deck, and then I can Oath hitting Gaia's Blessing, shuffle everything back in, and then re-Oath on the following turn. I don't even want to minus Narset. Guess I should preordain looking for Force of Will. Maybe I can just combo kill him. Alright, so now I know there are cards under Gaia's Blessing at the bottom of my deck. I've not used Oko yet, so I could still attack. Maybe letting him Oath is fine. Now, if... I'm gonna make another food, because I know about the verdict. I need to just stop thinking about making creatures. So, because that doesn't matter. All right, I'm just gonna pass the turn here. Discard some extra lands. I'm pretty sure all my lands are in play already, so Scalding Tarn doesn't even have text. Drawing the Blessing would be bad, so I'm going to try not to do that. Yeah, I should have played Orchard last turn instead of whatever land I actually played. Alright, so Niv dies. There's 2 cards under Blessing, so I should be able to get where I need to go here. I'm going to crack off this Grudge, because hopefully I'm going to reshuffle my deck together pretty soon anyway. Still cannot make a creature because I would just not be able to Oath. I'm going to cast this backup Oath, though. I don't want to suddenly lose to a Disenchant. This line I've taken does suddenly lose to a Ancestral Recall, though, targeting me. Yeah, if they Ancestral targeting me in response to the Blessing trigger, then I just lose. I have 1 Force of Will to make it work. And they can dig in response. Oh, they're going to dig in response to this. That seems pretty mediocre, honestly. Like, what are they looking for? Probably Containment Priest? They can't Grafdigger's Cage in my end step. Unless they do see the line of Ancestral target me as they're out here. Oh, they cast it targeting themselves? Do they know that I have Narset in my hand? Or in play? Alright. Okay, so their 1 out is now in the graveyard. They found it. They just did not use it correctly. Alright, so... Ooh, I can actually get Niv Mizzet right now. So, if I make another Spirit, the first Oath will shuffle my deck in. The second Oath will produce Niv Mizzet. Yes. Okay. Yep, my opponent just said in chat that they did not consider targeting me because I was so close to decking, and they found the line just a little too late. I guess I didn't even need to give him a second token, actually, because I forgot that the first Oath wasn't going to produce a creature. Yeah, shaking off the rust here with the Oath. Alright, now we shouldn't be able to lose. Yeah, we have Narset, Niv Mizzet. I'm just going face. I should be able to take a turn off the clock just by casting tons of spells. Now I can use Narset safely. Time Walk's back in my deck. Grab this extra force. So I'm looking for exactly Time Walk here to shut this down. I have lands back in my deck. It's the Bounty of Riches. Alright, dig. That'll get me more looks at Time Walk. Got enough Force of Wills at this point. Ooh. That draws a lot of cards. Gotta give credit to my opponent for sticking this out. Oh, they're paying costs. What do you got? Nothing? Fake news? Niv Mizzet is such a messed up card in Vintage. Alright, show me your secrets. Yeah, they are dead to my hand. Just already. Oh, Mindbreak Trap. That's fun. And that exile spells. So this does not stop this from happening. I could force the Mindbreak Trap. I'll at least Spell Pierce it. Now I'll force it. Just keep this train rolling. Mana Drain and Ugin the Ineffable. Trying to hide your technology from me. Ugin's pretty stupid though. Like that's a good card. I can't cast Mana Drain. Clickety click click click. Don't need Black Lotus. I'll take this Preordain though. Preordain is lethal. It's a spell and a card. And Niv Mizzet, 0 to hero. I hope we find the Time Walk too. Just send him to the Shadow Realm. Good games, opponent. Pew pew. Alright, we did it. Niv Mizzet, working hard. A lot of weird stuff came up that game. That was the longest back and forth game where the deck really got to flex. And some of the synergies that we haven't seen yet got to come out. That was really cool. Using Gaia's Blessing to rebuy our last threat in the deck. I did enjoy that. Well, we're on the play, and we have turn 1 Narset with Spell Pierce back up, so I'm going to snap keep this. Gonna need a red source to unlock these Pyroblasts, but I'm having a good time here. This is our first turn. Nope, we had one other turn 1 Black Lotus, right? When we had turn 1 Oko. Yeah, we won that game too. Black Lotus is a good card, folks. Alright, our opponent also kept 7 cards. Bang, bang. You love to see it. Oh, if this was Mox Ruby, we would have been doing backflips. I will take Jet, though, over the 3rd Narset that I hope we're not going to need. I really love how Narset can find mana sources in Vintage. Like that's unique to Vintage. That doesn't happen in any other format. So just hitting your quote-unquote land drop, like with a Mox, super sweet. Wasteland, uh-oh. Float blue. Alright, so there's some sort of Wasteland strategy. I hope it's shops and not like land still or something. Maybe I don't hope it shops. Maybe that's a stupid thing to say. Oh no, there's Ancestral Recall, but it's also our mana source, which I think is probably more important. Alright, we're immune to Wasteland now. What's your plan, opponent? They could force this blue source. That would be pretty heads up. I don't know if it's good, but it's heads up. Unclear. Because the follow-up question is, if they force this, do I force back? Probably just no. But we'll find out when it happens. Alright, it resolved. We're in business. So if they are shops, we can pierce a sphere or a null rod, and we can force a Revoker. Hopefully they don't mess with our mana too badly, and we draw a land and just can get the second Narset chugging. Yeah, despite our powerful start, that Wasteland actually set us back pretty far, because now even if we find Oath, we can't cast it. And if we find a way to cast it, unless it's exactly Orchard, then they don't have a creature. Alright, they are a workshop deck. Confirmed. No. Alright, so I would like a land, please. So I can get this other Narset down. What a tease. Alright, so we can cast Oath now if we draw it. These Pyroblasts are dead. Our hand is effectively Force of Will right now, and no other cards. Ugh. Alright, I'm not gonna Force of Will that. Ballista for 1. Okay. Yeah, I just gotta find an Oath here before we're dead. Yeah, that's the force. Alright, let's just draw Oath and win the game easily. Shit. Alright, yeah, our quick start getting punished here. I will concede on the spot to any null rods. They can't pump Ballista here, because Workshop doesn't do that. Is Narset being dead? Yes. Narset is dead. Bummer. We can still cast Oath. We can no longer cast Oath. Let's draw a Ponder. Oh no. Alright, we can cast Force of Will now. Though we are in some trouble. These are these ugly little scrappy shops games that you're going to lose most times. Oh, what are you tapping all this mana for? Whatever it is, it's countered. It's literally anything. No. Alright, so they're going to attack for 6 here. They can do it again next turn, plus shoot me for 1. We're in a bad spot, team. And Ancestral Recall's on the bottom of the deck. I still think it was right to take the Mox, but this is not materialized. Ugh. 3 spheres in your top 12 cards. Must be nice shops. I think we're dead. Yeah, I don't have any outs to the double sphere from this spot. Especially with the Time Walk gone. Yep, died to Wasteland. Also, that we kept a hand with 2 Pyroblasts against shops, so that's embarrassing. Alright, so Nature's Claim and Ancient Grudge coming in. All of the monsters seem pretty good. Niv Mizzet seems like the worst monster. Blazing Archon's probably real good. I think it's too big to get dismembered. Shops doesn't usually play Duplicant anymore. We have a lot of cards we gotta cut. Like these Veil of Summer and Pyroblast have to go. Mental Misstep has to go. Alright, Niv's in the maybe pile. These definitely have to go, and these are coming in. Null Rod hurts me more than it hurts them. That's not what that's for. And Abraid's obviously great. Narset is playable. Mindbreak Trap's a lot better on the draw than on the play, because you have a chance to get ahead of it on the play. On the draw, it's just like another force against some of their draws. I think I like the rest of this how it is. Does that mean I get to keep Niv Mizzet, or should I bring in another Archon? Like, this is the maybe. They didn't see anything that indicates I'm on Oath last game, so I can ride with that. They saw Tropical Island, I guess. That's not in most decks. Yeah, I think this is what I'm doing. So all of the creatures I can hit brick their offense pretty hard. Like 2 giant lifelink creatures and 2 you can't attack creatures. Niv Mizzet could just like die to dismember or be... Oh, they also showed me Stonecoil Serpent. That's a big reason not to bring in Niv Mizzet. That's protection from multicolor. Show and Tell. Maybe I do want Show and Tell. It costs a lot of mana, but it also means I don't have to pass the turn. Like in that spot from last game where we were just dead on board if we pass. Alright. We're doing this. Shop should be a good matchup. We just have to, especially now that we know what we're up against. Not going to keep a hand with 2 Pyroblasts in it. Not going to keep this hand either. This hand's pretty good. Maybe. The Show and Tell is a little rough. The double Abraid is nice. This turn 2 Narset. We have no way to interact though. I'm going to go deeper. Just abuse this London mulligan. Yuck. I'm on 5 already. How much better is 4 gonna get? Like, I would bottom Narset and Time Walk, and I would cast Preordain. Just praying for another land, I guess. Because if I can get this Grudge and a Braid chunking, then we're gonna be good. Or maybe I would bottom a Braid Time Walk and leave Narset for Force of Will. Ugh, I'm gonna keep this, though. I'm not happy about it. Oath definitely does lend itself to some unfortunate hands. Oh no. That did not improve. Alright, that improved. Like, Wasteland would be pretty lame. Most other things are fine, though. Alright. That's not the spot. Okay, I can beat that. Is this Trinosphere? It's Ravager. Okay. And Phyrexian Revoker. Okay. Ancient Grudge can beat up on this setup. Like, if I draw any Mox, I can just kill 2 other things. They'll probably name Black Lotus in the dark with Revoker. Unless they have some sick soul raid on me. Yeah, they name Black Lotus. Let's draw Oath. How about Oath? Come on, Oath. That was not Oath. Alright, so I'm just going to ship the turn here and see where this goes. They won the flip, so lucky. So I have to target Ravager first with Ancient Grudge, or else anything I target just goes away, or it just becomes a +1/+1 counter. Let's see where they want to go with this. Do they want to turn Mana Crypt into a damage or not? They do not. I didn't expect that they would this early. Alright, we're taking our beats. I don't even have to counter a sphere from this spot. Alright, another Revoker. That's probably fine. Dak Faden, okay, that's not in my deck. Alright, Oath of Druids, please. Yes! 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's not enough. We even have the Force of Will, and now it's, oh crap, their Oath. That's what my opponent just said in their brain. I can flashback Grudge on something, and I can also force something, so it is likely that we're going to be triggering Oath. All of the creatures in our deck, blunt offensives. Yeah, my opponent in the chat said, oh. Yep, that is what Shops players say when you resolve Oath in Game 2, after showing them nothing Game 1. Alright, so I'm going to Grudge Foundry Inspector. Maybe that's not right. Maybe I should Grudge Revoker. No, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to save max damage here. I don't have a DAC, and like, if I flip Grizzlebrand, I'm not just going to go to 2. or 1 if they cast something I have to counter here. Like, I have to counter Ravager. I would counter Ballista also. Chalice on 2. That stops all of my abrades and stuff. Alright, yeah. I don't care about that. Not at this point. Not when I have Oath already. Alright, Grizzlebrand into play. I think I do cast Narset now because I have Force Blue card at the ready. I'm not going to Spell Pierce anything because they have Academy. Emerald, Sapphire, Preordain. I'll grab the Preordain. Though I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. I suspect they're going to take a draw step and concede here. Oh, did they find something? Now they're going to concede for sure. The shame concede. Yeah, my opponent said in chat, I deserve that. Yeah, Chalice on 2 out of the deck with mono 2 drops is... It's a big ask. Yeah, my opponent says they boarded wrong. I believe them. They saw no cards out of my deck game 1. Just, they saw that I was a blue deck. So, Mindbreak Trap, I might want one back in on the draw. As, like, if they go, like, Mox Sphere, or, like, Creature, Chalice on 0, Sphere, or whatever, like, you get to hit the third thing. It's also just a blue card, so the floor on blue cards is pretty high. Spell Pierce gets pretty bad on the draw. Though I might just still want maximum points of interaction. Maybe one of these 3 drops should go. Alright. I'm in with this deck. I don't want both Mindbreak Traps, but just one for a little more interaction is nice. If I had like a Force of Negation, I'd do that. But I'm not sure if that card is good in Oath because it doesn't help you resolve your Oath on your own turn. But neither does Mindbreak Trap, so there's some argument there that might be better as something else. But Trap is certainly better against our worst matchups, which are PO and Storm. Oh, I'm going to keep this hand. It has a bunch of acceleration and a bunch of interaction. It doesn't have a payoff to actually win the game yet, but staying alive against shops is usually step 1. If they like turn 1 Trinisphere me, I'm going to be really sad. But even that, I have 2 of the 3 lands necessary to get out of it. But you just gotta hope you don't die to restricted cards. That's vintage sometimes. Oh no. Oh no. They have so much mana. Lodestone Golem. Alright, I got that one covered easily. I can Abrade or Nature's Claim as I wish on that one. Ooh, now I have Show and Tell for the big payoff. If I need a big payoff. I'm going to save my Time Walk. Like, they spewed their whole hand without doing anything I can't beat. Alright, lost the flip. Race is on. That covers the first Nature's Claim. Ravager. Alright, so I should kill Lodestone Golem in response to that so it doesn't just become bigger. Yeah, their life total doesn't matter, so just gonna zap that. Hopefully I just draw Grizzlebrand so I can show and tell and win this game next turn. Alright, let's see. Shops always cast their best card last, so alright. Yeah, they either had something horrifying in hand or they were just out of juice. Those were the only two responses there. I think I want to show and tell to just get a little deeper here. They're showing some weakness. I want to be able to push it. So like drawing a monster or an oath are both good here. Like both halves of the combo. Alright, I'll also take another Nature's Claim, sure. Yeah, so I can claim Ravager and abrade the factory when they go to move their things over. Move the counters over. I could also just like take one. Yeah, I think I'm actually just gonna claim factory. Or I'll abrade factory. Now, claim, they won't gain 4 life if they sack, so I'm going to do it in this order. And I'm just going to take 2 from Ravager, because I kind of do want them to have a... Yeah, that's fine. I'll just take my 2 here. Because if they cast something like Grafdigger's Cage, I'd rather abrade that. Or like Trinisphere, you know, any of those horrible cards. Ballista. I'm going to destroy target artifact in response. So they're going to have to decide right now if they want to sack the Mana Crypt. Alright, they don't. Alright, come on, deck. Pay me off. Alright. Hope that last card in their hand is not Duplicant. And Ballista is like the one card in their deck that could get through a Blazing Archon eventually. Alright, 3-ball. The race is on. I'm winning the race, though. By a lot. And they got that Mana Crypt chunkin'. That's not helpful. So they're 4 turns away from being able to pick off Archon. Alright, now they're just dead. I'm not going to let them know that yet. Strip mine. I don't really care about that. They might just concede if I abrade this thing, though. Yeah, they're just going to deal 3 to me on the way out. Alright, if they lose this flip, they lose this game. Alright. I guess Stonecoil Serpent has reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, that's kind of scary. Okay, we did it. We dodged the Stonecoil Serpent. Nice. Alright, so we put up a 4-1, and the only loss was a punt against one of the best Dredge players that exists. So that's a pretty strong endorsement for the deck. I definitely think there's something here. Oko is very good. We got to showcase most of what Oko does tonight in a lot of ways that we didn't see in the last video, so that's pretty cool. Show and tell was nice. Got to figure out if that's the best way to build this package. The second Veil of Summer was pretty medium. I still like the first one in the main, but we also didn't really play against the decks that those are for, so hard to say. Welcome to metagaming. So that's the deck. Make sure to hit that subscribe button at the bottom right if you enjoyed the content. Stick around for more. Champs is coming. I'll be playing a lot of Vintage in the next couple weeks. And make sure to follow me on Twitter at Bosch and Roll. We can hang out, we can talk, and I'll